back with another review. This time I have Toyworld's TW-T06 Sideload, who is an homage to Wideload from the Throttlebots. So here's the box. And at the front, you got Sideload, Toyworld's website. On the bottom of the box, he comes in this display window. Took him out already. Right here, you got Sideload in vehicle mode. Got product shots, Sideload in the robot mode and vehicle mode. Product shot, robot mode. Got your warning on the side and got some other warnings on the bottom. Choking hazard, sad Pac-Man. Off the box goes to the Phantom Zone. And inside your box, you got your Sideload. Inside the box, you guys collect the card right here. You got the front, you got the back, and the text specs in the back. And also, you get his instruction sheet. Well, his instruction sheet is pretty good, but just transforming him is a pain in the butt. Get some tight clearances that Toyworld does oh so much. Reminds me of Orion ×2. And also in the box, he has his combiner parts right here for the combiner shoulders and torso, head, and got the knee bits right here. I'll show you more of those when we get to the combined mode review. And as for this truck, man, he is a big beefy truck. Kind of remind me of an MRAP trucks we had in my deployed to Iraq and stuff like that. So like a more commercialized version of those, just like they did the Hummers and stuff, the Humvees and stuff. Had commercial ones of those out. So yeah, it looks nice. It's big and orange. You can't miss them. If you do, you deserve to get ran over. Yeah, nice, man. It's got the nice translucent tail lights right here. Got the nice translucent lights up top. The headlights are translucent also. Got this weapon right here. It's a little Gatling gun. Off to the side. Got the nice paint on the windshield wipers. Nice silver throughout on the door hinges. Get the gas cap and stuff like that. Hinges right here at the back door. Nice painted rims. Underside, pretty much like all the other Throttlebots got their little, you see the robot underneath. But yeah, the side mirrors do move back and forth through the transformation. They're painted. And yeah, man, it looks very, very nice. I cannot complain. Nice, big, and beefy. And for some size comparisons, we're going to bring in Classic Rodimus, Hot Rod, I-Gears Ratchet, TFC's First Aid, and let's throw in the rest of his Throttlebot brethren right there. And they do look nice together. They all seem to pretty much scale with each other. So yeah. Alright, now we got all that out the way. Let's go ahead and get to some transformation. Bear with me, there's gonna be some painful moments. Alright, first off, we're going to just grab the bottom of the figure right here. You're going to like pry apart these panels right here because there's two tabs on each side. Kind of hold them in place, and we're going to push up, untab it, and we're going to push up. It's going to bring this whole top section up. So just bring that up out the way for right now. An easy way to do these legs, I found out you can these little knee pads right here just come out unpeg to unpeg the knees right here. So you just bring it back, then bring them down. These ratchets. So you bring those back up. Go and split the legs. Pull out the front bumper. So there's little ball joints and a hinge. Bring that up. Bring that out. Bring that up. You got these right here. Just flip them out. It's heel spurs. Right there. Flip them out. And you just you pretty much position them however you feel you can. The instructions not real clear on that, which is a pain. Part of a lot of these instructions nowadays have not been on point with giving you good instruction. So yeah. So you just the heel spurs however you see fit to keep your figure stable. Then you rotate him at the waist around like so. All right. Part 1 is done. Now we're about to get what you're gonna do first. You're going to take these black parts right here, the little sidebars, and you're going to pretty much move it past each other. So it's pretty much pry a little bit, then flip these top ones down against the side like that. Leave these two out. Next, what you're gonna do, you're going to grab this section, this side right here, and you're gonna pry it apart. There's a lot of prying right here. I really don't like it. So you're gonna bring that side, you're gonna fold this in. But before you do that, make sure you take this blue piece right here, you're gonna bend it. Have it straight up, you're gonna bend it so it gives this orange piece some clearance to get past it. Lay this down flat inside the backpack. Then you're gonna bring this through and bring this back up. All right, next you're gonna take this whole side right here and pretty much do the same thing without prying the lower half and the bottom half, or the top half and the bottom half apart from each other. So get the blue part, you're gonna bend that right there. You're gonna fold this in like so. Bring this blue part up. Bring this piece flat down. Then next you're gonna take this side, this half, and you're gonna fold it in like that. All right, that's part of the backpack done. Oh, that's the backpack pretty much done. Besides pegging it in, what we're also gonna do is just gonna take this and fold it down like that. All right, now you got your go standing back up. You're gonna take this bumper right here, unpeg it like so. Then you're gonna take this front section this section right here, all this. You're gonna grab it by the wheels and you're going to pull it. It's gonna come out. This portion right here is gonna come out a little bit. Then you're gonna hinge down. Out. Up. It's gonna hinge it down. Next, what we're gonna do, you're gonna grab the head that's in there. You're gonna rotate the whole panel that the head is resting on up forward. Then you're going to grab this section right here in the back. And you're gonna pull it straight out. Demonstrate. One thing to notice about my figure right here, this pin is not all the way in. It's not flush, so this panel right here is gonna fall off. I'm gonna have to contact my seller to get me a replacement arm because I can't get that pin to go in any further without damaging my figure. So it popped off. I knew it was gonna do that because it's not pinned in all the way. So unpeg this. You're gonna bring these arms down on the hinge and out like that, and just close it back on. So it's gonna pop up again because it's not, you can't always securing it. And this is kind of like the tricky part right here. First, you're gonna get these wheels and you're gonna flip them out in front of the chest. And you have to untab these wheels. I don't know if you can see that or not. That might give you a little bit more help to seeing. But what you're gonna do is is a little black part right here on this hinge that's attached to the wheel. You're going to it took me a while to figure this out, but you got to grab the wheel at the top like so, and you gotta bring it down. And you see the tab right there? That's the tab I'm talking about. So you rotate it down and have it lined up with this. So it's going straight down like that. Leave it like that. See the other side. Bring it down. And you can see it like that. We're gonna leave this like this for right now. Now we're gonna work on, this is the hardest part of this whole transformation. So let's try and get these arms and this back working together in a way that we can move it past some of these tight corners and stuff. So what you're gonna do is, first you're gonna do is rotate this up. Rotate this up out the way, and we're going to bring these apart like so. Rotate this arm out the way like that. And this panel right here that my other one just popped off of, it's a pinned hinge, so you can move it around like so. So that you need to get this panel sitting in this back right here. That's the hard thing about it. So what we're gonna do is gonna grab this panel right here. Hopefully we can get it up a little bit. I'm gonna try to extend all of this out. That's a hard. This is like a pain in the butt trying to get this panel, all this to move past. I wish they gave something more to this panel right here so we can get it past this. Bring this back down. Maybe I should rotate it. Done this a few times. I still can't remember how I can actually get it initiated. So yeah, bring it like that, facing down. Rotate this, bring this in also. So move, and this is gonna pop off the ball joint too. So don't worry about that. That's something you can fix. But it's a nightmare. This is my nightmare. So yeah, you're gonna bring this in. You pretty much do the same thing you're doing this side with this side. This side was on there. This side is we're gonna get this on there. It's kind of by cheating, but because it already popped off the hinge or whatever. So you got this in here. Make sure you rotate this hinge, pin on this hinge, and you're gonna bring this arm down. So now we got it in there, and we can bring it back up. We can rotate these arms and out the way also. So yeah, we're almost there. So yeah, we got it. Bring it up. Rotate this hinge right here so that it's facing the back of your figure. So we got it up like that. Then you're gonna rotate this arm all the way down. It's got this double ratcheted hinge, and so this peg right here goes into this slot right there. So bam, arm done. And you just take this panel right here and you just pop it back in the ball joint. So the ball socket. Pop that, pop back in. So now you got this panel right here. It's on your back, like so. And you would have done the same thing with this other side. And you got this hinge. Just go ahead and just work this like you would. Bring this up. You're gonna bring this hinge, this panel to the back. Bring this up. You're gonna rotate this double hinge. You're gonna peg in like so. You got your arm, your ball joint panel. So you're gonna rotate, move this around like so. So it's like that. You're gonna rotate the arms forward so that the gray is facing forward. Grab your fist and just pull it out. There's no sliding joint or nothing. You just gotta grab it if you can't get a grip, and pull it down. rotate this arm like same way. Rotate this, close the gap in the back of his arm. Pull down like so. Just pegged in. And before you start pegging, well, I should tell you that before y'all start pegging everything in, whatnot, make sure you bring this backpack piece up. Bring this piece up, fit it in here, and you're gonna bring your arms up. Then you're going to, and this is supposed to cover up, hold this in secure. So you're gonna have your two back hinge pieces like so. They're gonna connect, they're gonna peg together like that. They'll stay in. I don't know. They're not staying together. They peg together, or tab together. It's gonna pop off. Things are a pain in the butt. And you take your back hinges, you move them a little bit out the way. You bring them down flat. These back hinges are gonna go down and rest flat against these panels right here. So, and you should have these two peg holes right here exposed. And what these two peg holes are for these right here. It's gonna help. It's gonna tap your backpack in. You get good connection. So you bring that, get all that tucked away in there. You bring this forward. And you're gonna peg these two into those slots. And it's kind of hard because they will move around on you, and you gotta try to like move them around too to get it lined up correctly. But once you do, you should have a nice secure backpack connection like so. Now on the front end, like I said, bring that head up. You got these wheels. You can bring these now, you can bring these into the chest. And the reason to move those wheels around so they won't be touching each other, you can create some room to fold these wheels into the chest. And you bring this panel back up. Remember, it's on that double hinge. So you're going to bring it down and bring it in. And this panel right here, you got these two tabs right there. They're going to go into these two holes right here in the backpack. The two back panels we had to finagle to get all the way over. So yeah, it goes into there. Peg those two in. Then also you're gonna peg your two chest pegs back in too. Then you're gonna got that in, and you're gonna bring this back bumper down and flip it up. And put back on any panels that popped off the ball joints. And there you have Sideload in his wide load configuration. This thing's gonna keep popping off. All right. So yeah, he's a big orange Kool-Aid man of a bot. Got a little all that brand right there, but he is big and beefy, and he has to be because he's gonna be the torso, the combined mode and everything, the main torso. So yeah, he's a huge backpack. Yes, he is huge. This is okay. Throttlebots have the backpacks. They're known for the backpacks. So yeah, he's a nice looking figure. I wish they had more paint detail on him, but the paint they do have is pretty nice and everything for the most part. Some portions right here on his forearms don't really fill in. Every single piece of orange that's supposed to go over the gray supposed to fill in too. Yeah, he's just orange and blue, you know, and his light piping, it's okay. I mean, you really can't see it that well because the backpack is really blocking it, and plus it kind of blends in because his it's kind of, it's red, and he's orange, so you can't tell his light pipe and all, which is giving blue eyes. Like all Autobots should have blue eyes anyway. But yeah, nice looking figure, nice big, chunky guy. I wish it could have done something better with the feet though, but he does stand well. You see his feet and everything. So he is cool. And as far as the articulation goes, his arms do go out like this on this hinge right here, but it's not supposed to move on that hinge. It's supposed to move on this hinge. It moves a little bit outward motion. That's about it. But you can't go forward and up and down. Oh, can't see it. There we go. He can't go around 360, but he can get the natural arm movement of a human person can. So forward and back arm movement. Shoulder joint, outward shoulder is very limited. Upper bicep, panel popped up again. Another problem right there. Panels keep popping off. So bends the upper bicep. It's double jointed elbow. You can get a little bit over 90 degrees with that elbow. This must do the transformation. Fists do not, yeah, his fists do rotate. Wow. I wish they would have gave him some kind of like pushing mechanism or a locking push, because the fists they go right back inside his hand if you push them though. But his fists do rotate at the wrist. He has a waist rotation, nice and solid. Goes forward at the leg, kind of blocked because it's peg right there. Goes outward at the leg. Can't do the splits. You can get him doing the splits. Upper, no upper thigh rotation. Oh, like he did. But he has a rotation at the lower, right just above the knee. You can get him in some ankle tiltage. Do his feet just not being on, just being ball jointed. So yeah. He has some solid articulation. Articulation not all that bad. I mean, besides the shoulder, maybe if you want to give him some certain kind of poses and stuff like that. But yeah, he got his gun right here. All you gotta do, you got the peg for his rooftop. Then you flip this down and peg it to his hand. But it pegs in his hand kind of loose, very loosely. So kind of wobbles if you shake it and everything like that, but it kind of holds in everything in his hand. It's not the most secure connection, but it fits in his hand and stuff. So let's go ahead and get into some size comparison. Oh, his head does it's on a ball joint. You can't look up a good amount. Look side to side. Can look down. Can't look down at all. But he has a big chest anyway, so he can't. He's really looking at. And he does have a little side to side bobble to his head. And let's go ahead and get into some size comparisons. Here he is with Classics Blue Streak. Here next to Toyworld's Orion. And here's Get the Gang Together. Here he is. Next is all his Throttlebot comrades. Maybe y'all get them in the shot. Probably not. It'll be a tight fit. So yeah. There they go. They all look nice together. And like he said, he is the tallest one. He makes up the torso, the combined mode, and whatnot. And I mean, we'll see. We're gonna put all these together in the next video, and we're gonna see what we wanna form into. But they do look nice together, though. Out the way. So yeah, he's a nice looking figure. Like I said, I wish they had more paint, more pronounced paint to make things a little pop out a little bit more. They got a lot of red paint on here, like on his belt and shoulders and stuff like that. that really doesn't, it seems kind of wasted because it really doesn't shine through because the orange is kind of muting it out. The blue, it looks good. I wish they would got something else to go with that to make the little things, highlight these little accent these little details and stuff like that. The gun does not peg into his hand well. Like you just said, you just saw it, it fell out his hand. Just jumped out his hand and everything like that. Kill spur is not too great, but I like his overall bulk. I mean, I wish the hands would have had some kind of like lever that they can lock in. I mean, they do hold and whatnot right now, especially as I got the wrist turn and stuff, so they can't slide back in. But I wish they could have done something right there to make that better. The transformation, the backpack is a little bit nightmarish, especially for those who've never done it before. The first time, it took me like an hour to transform this thing the first time. It was very frustrating. So yeah. And one good thing, he does have the mustache. I think he has a mustache that fits in with the mustache look of a few of the other ones. And but yeah, but that he's an essential figure to have if you want to do the combined mode and stuff, which is a bonus. It's not the primary aspect of this combiner. It's just a bonus to have with it. And I'll go into a bit more detail with that. But as far as this figure goes, he's solid. He's pretty solid. Like I said, nightmarish transformation. Some things could have been a little bit more tight and stuff like that. And yeah, I got my little personal issue with my pen. So always make sure you contact your retailer about any issues you have with a figure. They will help you out and get everything sorted and straightened out. All right, y'all. This has been Jay. It's been Jeter Man. Thank y'all for watching. Stay tuned for more reviews. Please comment, subscribe. Feedback is always welcome.